You think he'd go away?
You know what I think he was? I think he was a one-hit wonder. Right? He wrote The Twist, and then that was it. He was on the casino circuit, and then you idiot liberals wrote him Twist again when you indicted him. And now he's a martyr.
And now
he's coming back, Jimmy.
The peppermint twist
he's
is back.
Coming back.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. Hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. What day is it? Thursday? I think I've gotten it wrong just about every single time this week. But hey, it's still a day, and it's still, you know, time to get a little bit of the day's memes. I hope you'll join me over on my daily live stream over on Rumble. Link will be in the pinned comment down below. We've got a lot to talk about. I want to start with a little bit of a Yimmy Kimmel getting roasted by Bill Burr. Now, Bill Burr, a lot of people, you know, tend to try and like put people in a certain box, think they're on your team. Bill Burr is not on your team. He's on Bill Burr's team, okay? He married a, you know, some sort of feminist chick. Fine, good for him. Hope he's happy. But Bill Burr will still generally be a guy that is useful in pushing back against free speech. And he's also one of the, or pushing back, you know, in support of free speech. But he's also one of those guys that in general is at least willing to call out, quote unquote, their own side. That's why people like Bill Maher are tolerated and even, you know, revered by many on both sides of the aisle, because at least he'll consider, you know, throwing a jab one way or the other at his own team. Well, last night he was on Yimmy Kimmel and he called him an idiot to his face, something that would be absolutely amazing to do. He knows he's an idiot. He doesn't care. He has Trump derangement syndrome. And, you know, ultimately everything Bill Burr said was 100% correct. Last month, comedian Bill Burr's wife, Nia Renee Hill, don't know, don't care, whatever. I don't think that, whatever, it's his wife. I don't care. Was caught on camera flashing the double middle fingers at Donald Trump like a true hero while his back was turned during a pay-per-view UFC event at Madison Square Garden. Burr's politics have always been a bit more complicated, as he demonstrated when he appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live on Tuesday night. Well, I actually don't think it's complicated. I think most people who are not like religious ideologues, meaning you're like, vote blue no matter who, vote red till I'm dead. These are not good positions to hold. I know that there's a lot of interest in from people, especially on the right, where it's like, look, we got to win, you know, and I sympathize and understand that. But also, like, I'm always someone that is happy to break ranks. You all know that to my own detriment, I've certainly fired some barbs, you know, justified, some probably unjustified, at people that would be perceived as an ally or someone on my own team. But, you know, or every once in a while I have an opinion that is like more conservative than what people would expect, or an opinion that's more liberal than what people would expect. I think that's actually the normal thing to be, the normal thing for most of you out there. You know, you have some things that, you know, are important to you that supersede a D or an R, you know? And that's probably true of Bill Burr. Following a conversation about his plans to finally tell his children that Santa Claus and Jesus aren't real. That's good. Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing for parents to do. I'm being sarcastic. Bill Burr turned to his thoughts on narcissism. You want to see a great case in narcissism, he asked? Liberals are so effing stupid by the way they handled Trump. When Jimmy Kimmel asked what he meant, Burr turned it around him directly. You should shut up. He's a narcissist. I think he was a one-hit wonder, right? Burr continued. He wrote the twist. And it was it, and that was it. He was on the casino circuit, and you idiot liberals wrote him the twist again. when you indicted him and now he's a martyr. He's coming back, Jimmy, and it's going to be great for comedy. He's 100% true. You know, part of what inspired a lot of people to vote for Trump was that he was seen as like the anti-politician. Now, some people grew disillusioned with him during his presidency. Other people, you know, liked him even more. I think economically, we can all agree that things were pretty good with him at the helm, and I would have liked to see 8 years of that. 8 years of building, writing, negotiating better deals for the American people. 8 years of bringing jobs or keeping jobs here in the United States. But, you know, I guess Joe Biden's letting enough mass illegals in on the border to take those jobs. I guess, I don't know. But he's 100% right. From there, Burr proceeded to lament that Trump and Biden are really going to be the only two choices in 2024. Quote, I want somebody in their 40s, somebody that's going to live with their decisions. Again, 100% agree. That's one of my biggest gripes, something that I think a lot of my viewers would probably agree with me on. I think that at minimum, when you're talking about Congress, you know, term limits need to be a thing. You can't have a 100-year-old freaking Nosferatu Count Vodka Bubula Nancy Pelosi making decisions that she will never have to live with. I don't know that, you know, that necessarily would change their decision making, if that would make them better decision makers, because the modern day presidential grift is that you become a multimillionaire after you're president. Barack Obama, super rich now. I mean, Trump had money going in, but you know, you get your Spotify deal for 10 million, and then you get your, you know, your book deals and your, you know, this, that, and the other thing. I'm not sure that these people, you know, they're so rich after they become president that they would ever even really be considering living with the decisions that they make, because they're on a different planet, right? They live in private islands and they have houses in Martha's Vineyard and Florida and Hawaii and all this stuff. They don't deal with the stuff that normal people do. They haven't put gas in their own cars probably in 30 years. But I do agree with the sentiment. He added, with any luck, they'll both die of natural causes before the election, and maybe we can get somebody that still has something to live for. While this year, you're not going to get a visit from Santa, but you're going to get a visit from the Secret Service, Kimmel wrote or quipped in response. You know, I don't disagree with anything, and the media spinning this knows he's 100% right. Even The Independent writes, Bill Burr awkwardly confronts Jimmy Kimmel over stupid handling of Trump. What do you mean? It wasn't awkward. He's 100% right. TDS is going to get Trump reelected as one of the things, right? One of the things. If you go back to, by the way, I'm happy about that, but if you go back to, you know, the 2016 election cycle, right? Or, you know, even while Trump was president, CNN, MSNBC, every like liberal news media outlet was constantly reporting on every little thing Trump did, giving him, you know, billions of dollars in free press, billions with a B. He could purposely or accidentally tweet out a typo, and it was on the front page of the New York Times. You know, these people were so obsessed with him, so delusional, that they did. And then when you look at what is he facing, 96 charges, blah, 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 you are turning him into a martyr. Now, even if he had done something worth prosecuting, which I think most people in government probably have, okay, you know, I believe the charges against him are purely politically motivated, and none of them are going to stick. And all it's going to do is galvanize his base. And the libs know this. I think they know this, the liberal media, that is. And they know that it's great ratings for them. You know, SNL, which is having legendarily low ratings, are going to get another 4 years of, you know, Alec Baldwin playing Trump or whatever the case is. You know, all these people, the entire industry pretends that they don't want Trump to be president. But the reality is, all these millionaires and billionaires, by the way, benefited greatly from his economic policy. That's one. Two, it gave them the easiest low-hanging fruit because there's very little talent in the comedy sphere, in the news world at all, because they haven't had to work. All they've completely survived on Orange Man Bad for the last 4 years. I mean, that's essentially what this is. Orange Man Bad, ha 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 joke. You know, he says, you should shut up. He's a narcissist, neutral energy, neutral, he said. He thinks that the former president is a one-hit wonder, comparing to the person who wrote the song The Twist, but he's been resurrected by the media fixation on him. I think he's 100% right. And the justice system's weaponization against him, these are, like, just let the guy be. Now he's going to become, if he gets into office, okay, I hope he goes scorched earth. I hope he does. I hope he finds every one of these corrupt judges and DAs that brought charges against him and destroys their careers. I hope that he looks at all these, liberal DAs and people who are funded by outside interests and get them out of the office and get people in who actually care about people. Whether or not he'll be able to do that, that remains to be seen. And I think you see Mr. Trump and Mr. Biden's ages have been a source of much discussion throughout the 2024 cycle. Mr. Biden turned 81 last month and is already the oldest president in American history. If elected for the second term in office, he will be 86. He's already completely brain dead, in my opinion. I can't imagine giving that guy another 4 years. Does anybody actually believe that clown is making his own decisions? Despite being 4 years younger at 77, Mr. Trump has frequently made jibs at Biden's age, telling Fox News' Sean Hannity on Tuesday night, I personally don't think he makes it. I think he's in bad shape physically. Well, so is Trump. He's lost some weight or whatever, but let's not act like drinking 35 Diet Cokes a day is a great health plan. I think, these presidents get the best medical care imaginable, I suppose, which generally keeps them alive. I suppose they would probably keep them hooked up to some sort of machines as long as they could so they could keep pushing their agendas on people. But Bill Burr is 100% right. And I think that, everything is going exactly as everyone plans. The media wants him to be president because they need him to be president because they need the money. They don't have any, comedians need him to be president because they don't have any jokes. To pretend that these idiots like Kimmel don't desperately need Trump in office is hilarious. Nobody cares what Jimmy Kimmel has to say. Screw him. That's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you made it to the end, don't forget to get your Coffee Brand Coffee gift box now available at coffeebrandcoffee.com. They're 10% off with promo code BESTGIFT. One word. Time is running out. It's already December 7th. There's only a few weeks till Christmas and only a few days to make sure you get the shipping cut off. They sell out every year, so make sure you pick yours up now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, and we'll talk to you again real soon.